Jess, Therapeutic Thursday, she was talking all about building resilience. So I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are about this, Diane. Here's
Okay.
a quote by Maya Angelou. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. So she says, as a survivor of type A dissection, she's had a lot of conversations with people who just can't seem to get over her story of living through one of the worst nightmares possible. I think we can all relate to that. How many times have we talked to somebody, even a doctor, and they're like, and you're here to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it? Like, right? They look at us like we're crazy, we're an anomaly. But she's pretty proud to talk about everything that she's been through. And I like this quote. This is something that talks about the 6 domains of resilience. And she goes through how when you're resilient, you've got collaboration, vision, composure, reasoning, your health, tenacity. And it really gives you action steps to help you be a little bit more resilient. So for her, having purpose and tenacity are things that she tries to focus on every day. And for her, finding a purpose when you've lost your career, okay,
Yes.
when you've lost your independence to do the things that you're used to doing, things that were once very easy for you, you have to find a new purpose.
You
Both of
sure
your
do.
mics are dead, Karen.
That's what happens when you're talking for 2 weeks. You got to lose your microphone, people, because it can't hold the charge. And these are supercharged. I did my job. For her, sharing her story was to really help educate others about aortic health and aortic disease. But it really took a toll on her mentally. And I think we can all relate to this. And we just have to learn that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. And it's okay to be sad. And we shouldn't even have to say the words, it's okay to be sad. Most of us, we've been working since we were 14, and our supposed identity was just ripped right out when they cut open our chests, or it was reduced when we were put on watch and wait. And this is normal, but you have to find a purpose. And I remember, and then I want to hear everything you have to say. One of my friends at the time, about 5-6 months into it, was like, well, what are you going to do? If you can't work, you just can't sit like a sloth. You just can't sit around your house. You're a lot like what are you going to do? Do you want to be a substitute teacher? Do you want to volunteer at the hospital? And she put me on volunteermatch.org. And I had actually considered reading essays for the SAT just to do something, have a reason to get up, because I don't own an alarm clock anymore. I needed a reason to set the alarm to do more than just sit on a chair. And it was a long, 6-8 months of just doing nothing. I had no clue what was I supposed to do with my life. And of course, then aortic hope comes, and that's a whole other long story. But purpose, I think, is very important. So what do you think, Diane? Like, what, if you look at the 6 domains of resilience, like, what do you think out of collaboration, mission, composure, health, like, what do you think some of the things are that's most important to you?
Finding purpose, adjusting to the new life that I have. Now, when you're first diagnosed with the situation, regardless if it's aortic dissection, cancer, what have you, a loose limb, losing your health is much like losing a life or dealing with death. You go through the 5 stages, or at least let's say I did. Through the anger, the denial, and through all that stuff. And for me, if it wasn't, I used to love to paint, and I've lost myself. The Diane used to jump in the shower first thing in the morning. I put on, as you know, Karen, my face, happy go lucky and everything, but I didn't even want to get out of bed because everything changed. I could no longer, even taking the shower, combing my hair I've had a hard time doing. But when I found with Aortic Health Unlimited, helping others, I felt how happy I was and meeting new people. And it was truly God sent when I met you and I met Aortic Hope. I love you, girl. But when you find a new purpose and you adjust to your world, nobody else's, because again, you got to remember, whatever you got going around, you got to put yourself first. Always, because it's no longer on I have to get up and do this because of this, because you can't physically, you can't because of your health. But it's okay. Find something else to replace that in which you find happiness. My happiness is in my painting, in my animals, and with the organizations that I work with. And my happiness is truly just being outside planting flowers. And it's not necessarily as what I was strict, but I like planting a flower and see what grows out of a seed and seeing the new life. And when I look at the flower in the pot, it's like me being put into that new position. When it blooms is the new life and the victory that I have gotten. I will not let aortic dissection define me. Nobody defined me. Nothing defined me. You got to learn to stand up because yes, you will get down and sad, but always keep in mind there's always somebody there for you that you can relate to and talk to. And that's why I say when you meet other people in the aortic community, you have somebody there. I mean, Karen could tell you this oftentimes. We pick up the phone. And I mean, if I may be fussing at my husband and I'll call Karen, okay, just listen to this and I'll go 90 nothing. It's like, okay, I'm done. Goodbye. We're good. I mean, we just do that. But it's the importance of being able, don't hold in what's bothering you. Let it out. Share it with somebody. There is places, there is organization out there. There's people that really do care. And always put yourself first and find something else that you could do better or that makes you happy.
Hey,
We have
Karen.
another
Jenny's
guest
dropped
joining
in.
us. Woohoo!
Jeez.
Gotta love that. That's great. We are in the middle of talking about purpose and tenacity and things that keep us going after dissection, just sharing some of Jess's blog. And one of the things that she says is that as far as tenacity, which this is definitely you, Diane, she always feels that she needs to constantly be bouncing back from things, like constantly, especially things that don't go as planned. And she's always hopeful and optimistic and on most of the days, and she just always reminds herself that there's tomorrow. So if today doesn't go exactly the way that you want it to go, it's okay. It's all about having a modern definition of resilience, advancing despite adversity. So as it says here, you want your goal orientation to work towards your vision. You want to be proactive and don't wait for any adversity. But
Right.
there's going to be large and small challenges every day. So you advance despite having adversity. So I think that the key here is that we refuse to be defined by what happens to us. And you have to find purpose. And you have to find through that purpose, you will find that you're resilient. That's what I think it comes down to. Don't you agree?
Exactly.
Don't you agree, Jenny?
I agree.
She agrees.